My name is Sarah, and you don't know me, but someone in your life recommended that you check out the work that I do, and you found yourself here. I'm glad you're here, and I hope by the end of this video, you are interested in learning a little bit more about what we do at Salisott Parent Coaching and Certification. Now, why were you recommended to learn a little bit about Salisott Parent Coaching and Certification? Probably not to watch a video of me ramble about the work that we do. Well, you're watching this video because someone is recommending one of two of our hybrid classes. The first thing is, the word hybrid is kind of weird and it's a little bit confusing. But really what it means is it's a combination of watching videos online and doing reflections, and also live support and human-to-human support. Both of the classes do a couple of different things. Number one, the entire focus is building and supporting the relationship between you and your child, or your co-parent and your child. The really big idea is that we want to decrease power struggles, decrease escalations, and increase finding joy and emotion regulation for all of the people in the household. And the only way that we can do that is if we find out what's going on behind the behavior, what is actually doable to bring about change in the moment, and what's your ideal and what works with your personality. There is a personalized style, so kind of a choose your own adventure, I guess, in that you watch a short little video, much shorter than this one's going to be. You watch a short little video that's maybe 2 or 5 minutes long, and then you do an individual reflection where you connect the content to your life. Because the reality is, I don't live at your house. It does not matter what information I have or what I'm able to do in interactions. What matters as you're working through the class is what you're able to do and what you're able to consistently put into place in your home. Which means there's less focus on me, the information I have, and why all of this stuff works for so many people. And there's a much heavier focus on you spending time trying on strategies and seeing if they're effective for you, for both classes. And as you go through that process, you'll have a prompt, and then you'll try out that skill from that video or the information, or you'll do a reflection, and then you'll write a response. And then I get an email. And I look through it, and either I publish the grade, yep, you're on track, you're doing really great, or if you have a question, or if I know of something that would help deepen the learning, then I send that to you as well. In addition to that, one of the things that I've heard is I want the experience of live trainings, but the timing just doesn't work. I hear this from people all the time. People want to come to your classes, but the time, they have a commitment or they can't get respite. What's cool about this is you can watch the videos and do the reflection on your timeline. And also being able to come to live group coaching, because just because you can watch the videos and go through the reflections on your own and get email support doesn't mean you're not going to have questions and need live real support to figure out how to do the nuances of your personality, your child's personality, and your household dynamics. So there's weekly group coaching, and we're looking to add additional days and times, but currently, because you get access for 6 months, you get 26 hours of live group coaching. As we add additional days and times, you're welcome to join all of them as well. And ultimately, you could end up with hundreds of hours of support, live support. And the other idea is that both of these classes are for parents of children with complex or challenging behaviors. Whether that's the big explosive ones that you're worried about your things getting broken, or the internalized ones where you're really worried about what's going on for them and you're not exactly sure how to help, both of these classes are here to support you. So, after all of that rambling, what are the two classes? The first one is Calm with the Chaos, and this class is ultimately nonviolent crisis intervention built for families like yours and mine. Because while I'm CPI certified and can certify people in nonviolent crisis intervention, I think that program is better situated for schools, residential facilities, group homes, really just places where the people and staff get to go home. but you and I do not. We live with it. It's happening in our living rooms and in the context of our personal relationships, and so our strategies need to be a little bit different. And when we're talking about how to keep ourselves calm and regulated, it is much different to calm yourself down in your own space when you can't even retreat to your own bedroom than it is for an individual who is at a residential facility and they just have to make it through another couple hours. So, the Calm with the Chaos is nonviolent crisis intervention for families, and it takes you through the process and learning and getting really clear about what the escalation and challenge is starting from. Because one of the things that I know after working, honestly, with thousands of families at this point, is that the challenge isn't necessarily what do you do when the escalation is happening. You've got a pretty good pattern on that, whether it feels good or not. You're making it through. But really, it's how can you stop it from happening in the first place, or how can you stop it from getting worse once it starts? And that's what Calm with the Chaos is. It's getting really clear, getting really curious, and starting to dig in and get to the root of the problem and solving that. I akin it to a game of whack-a-mole, that like animatronic mole game where you just bop one down, another one bops up. That's kind of what responding to behaviors is. If you don't figure out that the reason the moles are bopping up is because the game is plugged into the wall, you're never going to get off that game. The same thing is true for behaviors in your home. If you can't step outside of what seems obvious in the moment and really figure out what all the players and levers are behind that moment that may have come into place 5 minutes, 5 hours, or 5 weeks ago that have led to this dysregulation, you're never going to be able to solve it. And that's what this class helps. In addition, that class is really great for helping you come up with your strategies to keep yourself calm. Because one of the things that we know very much is if your kid's having a hard time and you're doing really well, you can manage it pretty well. But if your kid is having a hard time and you're burnt out, stressed out, and overwhelmed, you're going to escalate right alongside with them, and things are going to not be great. So, Calm with the Chaos is really great for families who have yet to figure out the why behind the behaviors. They may have strategies for how to navigate them, but the behaviors keep happening over and over and over again, and you may have come up in your mind, they're just doing it because, but nothing you're doing to get it to stop is actually changing the behavior. That's Calm with the Chaos. If you're like, no, I know what's happening, I've got a really good system of figuring things out and knowing how to respond to de-escalate, then it's turning chaos into calm, which is part 2. And that class is a little bit more advanced. It expects you to have a pretty good understanding of the root cause of behaviors, but it takes you through Dr. Bruce Perry's continuum of regulation and helps you really understand what's going on in the brain and body of the person who is escalating so that you're able to respond and put in things that are appropriate for their developmental and brain abilities in that moment. It also has you create a chart that you identify when the person is saying this, responding this way, their body is doing this, that you do this strategy and it works the majority of the time. These kids are wild, and once you figure something out, it doesn't always stay working, but it gives you a pretty good system. The idea is you work with the schools, the therapists, the respite providers, anyone who's providing care for the kids to really help you get clear about the ways that the child is letting you know what level of dysregulation they are, and then you're able to add in the emotion regulation techniques to bring them down. It also helps you recognize that perhaps your child's not starting out at 0 and jumping to 60 like that. But really what they're doing is they're riding at like 50 the minute they get up in the morning, and they just go higher as there's a minor inconvenience. And if that's the case, it's not just dealing with the escalation in the moment, but it's working on bringing in emotion regulation techniques at points of calm as much as possible to help lower that set point so that when they experience something frustrating or triggering, they're just bumped up a little bit rather than to Mach 10, right? And additionally, in that class, you also learn about setting boundaries, about coming back together after the escalation and doing a really big deep dive. What happened? How do we prevent this from happening in the future? And also, how do we repair the relationship so that you as the grown-up, them as the child, or their friend isn't harboring all of the feelings and frustrations that really just get re-hurt over and over again. And if you think that you're not harboring hurt feelings and disappointment and frustration and embarrassment, and that is not contributing to how you're responding, you are either a robot or you're lying to you and me. And so if we can really work on doing the repair, especially between siblings and between parents and the siblings of children with emotional dysregulation needs, it can make a huge difference in the household. And then last but not least, you also create the chart for yourself, because like we talk about in the Calm with the Chaos, if you're not calm and you're not able to recognize your needs and what helps you feel calm in the moment, you're never going to be able to help your child. So it's a lot, it's rambling, it's a lot of information. They're really great classes and you do get access to them for 6 months. And if you find that you're breezing through the videos really quickly, please hear me in your head and go, slow down. The idea is for you to watch one of the videos and then focus on the reflection for a day or two and then see if you can put it into place. I mean, heck, sometimes you want to stop for a week or two and see if the information can apply in your home. If you find that you're just watching video after video and you're getting through the content really quickly, just know that it's great to know the information, but if you're not able to put it into place and put it into practice for you and your family, it's going to be hard to see practical change. Which is why you go to trainings, you get really inspired, and then 2 weeks later, someone asks you how it's going, and you go, oh, yeah, about that. Haven't been doing it. Yeah, that happens to all of us. That's real. So lean on my decades of learning and development experience, along with my thousands of hours of education and the millions of hours parenting kids with behaviors just like yours, and jump into either the Calm with the Chaos or the Turning Chaos into Calm class. In the little image that you see, there's a link that'll bring you to the sign up for the Calm with the Chaos, or where you see the Facebook and Instagram buttons, there's also a little World Wide Web button, and that's the link for the Turning Chaos into Calm. If you have more questions and you'd like to chat about it with me, feel free to send me an email at info@salisottpcc.com. Otherwise, if you have any questions, I look forward to hearing from you, or I can't wait to see you in the class. See you soon.